Okay, that's nice. Hi everyone, I'm Islamia Sajalade, a first year PhD student in chemistry at Florida State University, United States of America. So today I'm glad to be here. I'll be sharing some tips on how to write your SOP, a compelling statement of purpose, and I would also share tips that would help you, especially HND holders, um, navigate their way to get a fully funded scholarship in the US or even anywhere in the world. So to begin with, because that's the main thing I want to talk on, the statement of purpose, I would like to share my screen. So let me know if you can see my screen. Can you all see my screen?
We can see it, yeah, we can see it.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice, good. I just want to know that you can see my screen. So statement of purpose, what I used to tell people is statement of purpose is this kind of essay where you talk about yourself, you tell your story, you talk about your academic background. Let me use a laser pointer. You talk about your academic background, your academic strengths, your weaknesses, your professional background. Maybe you've had work experience. You have to include that in your SOP. Your skills that would be relevant in graduate school. Your accomplishment. This is also very, very important for you to include that in your statement of purpose. Your research interest, because the admissions committee needs to know what exactly you are interested in, your academic and career goals. This means both your short-term and your long-term goal. What do you want to do immediately after you finish your program, and what do you want to do in, let's say, 10 years or 20 years? Okay, where do you want to find yourself? So this essay, it also includes why you are choosing the program or why you're choosing the school, why the school is a good fit for you. And also you talk about yourself, why you are a good fit for the program. And this would be reflected from your academic background, your accomplishments, your research interest, or your research experience so far. And what's the level of formality for this kind of essay? It is utmost formal, like formal to the core. There's no room for informality in this kind of essay. And the length actually varies, but typically it used to be like 1 to 3 pages, double spaced. The thing is, I do advise people to stick to 2 pages. The fact is, when you first write your SOP, statement of purpose, I'll be using SOP most of the time, but when I say SOP, I mean statement of purpose. I do tell people that they should restrict the SOP to 2 pages, but that is not like a yardstick, like that is not the benchmark. You could go as long as 3 pages, but that's very, very fine because you don't want to bore your admissions committee with a lot of stuff about you. I could tell you that when I first drafted my first SOP, it was about 5 pages. And when I said stuff for review, people were like, why? This is just so long. I was like, what do you want me to remove? Because I was just bragging about myself, everything I liked. But when I sat down, I started slim fitting it. I realized that I could go below 5 pages. And at the end of the day, for most of my applications, I had just 2 pages. For all of my applications, not most, all of my applications, I had just 2 pages statement of purpose. Sometimes statement of purpose is usually we can say statement of purpose is personal statement. Some schools will ask you to write statement of purpose, and some schools will just tell you that you write statement of purpose and personal statement. At the head of this lecture or the session, I will tell you the important difference and what is very, very important in differentiating between statement of purpose and personal statement. But for most schools, they will actually tell you to write statement of purpose. Okay, so because it is well detailed, So let me quickly take you through statements of purpose. And I also strongly recommend that you shouldn't let your statement of purpose be more than 1 to 6 pages, okay? It could be more than that, as long as you are keeping the pace at which you're writing and you're not boring your admissions committee. When I say admissions committee, anybody that wants to your statement of purpose, because when you're reading, you need to keep the spirit of continuity. Like, when I grab your SOP, I want to keep reading it because I want to really feel interested in whatsoever you've written down. So it is important for you that you don't bore them. So don't bore them with too many paragraphs that are not relevant to whatever you want to study in school. So these are the stuff I think you should have in your SOP. These are very, very important things you need to address in your SOP. Your paragraph 1 should literally talk about your motivation. Why do you want to pursue a graduate study? I'll quickly share a template of my SOP. But before I go, let me tell you something. The thing is, when you want to start this journey, you have to have a master SOP. Master SOP means you have to have a draft that you would only edit. And basically, you may just need to edit 1 or 2 paragraphs to tailor this SOP to the particular school you're applying to. So first thing to draft is the master SOP, which is the first draft of your SOP. When you first draft the master SOP, you can send it out for reviewers. And when the SOP is approved or given like about 95% right to have for application, then you will start editing. So you should draft a master SOP, and all of this needs to be included in your master SOP, okay? So paragraph 1, let me share this one with you. Paragraph 1 needs to reflect, can you all see my screen? Yeah, paragraph 1 needs to reflect, I think, Paula, you'll be the one to reply so when I ask questions about seeing my screen and hearing me. So paragraph 1 should reflect your motivation. Why are you really interested in pursuing a graduate degree? Was there a problem? Was there a childhood issues that you had that has pushed you to be interested in a particular research? Look at what I wrote here. I said, for almost a decade, I slightly explained a personal stuff, like why I wanted to pursue a graduate study. I talk about that we didn't have access to electricity in my village, okay, before I moved to the city. And in those days, those ones are just like, what happened? Then strikingly, I brought out the statistics. You know, reminiscing as a child, I realized that access to clean energy has since been a global challenge. So I have my personal experience is now intertwined with a global challenge, which is energy crisis. Okay, so reminiscing as a child, I did this. Then strikingly, the Council for Renewable Energy of Nigeria estimated that the power outages brought about this. So I backed up my point with what statistics, right? So this is my motivation. Aside from this, I talked about the effects of using generators in Nigeria, exposure to carbon emissions. And as time goes on, as I moved forward, I said in the coming years, because I'm projecting, statistics have stated this, I know this is an issue, and I'm projecting that if this problem remains unsolved, something would happen. And that is why I address that in the coming years, energy will become a serious challenge as the global population increases. Okay, so I have identified a problem like that. So now this may paralyze and the effects of the problem, right? So therefore, a corroborative is required. Now, this is my motivation. This is where my motivation comes to play. My quest to continue to contribute significantly to preparing solutions to the energy crisis in marginalized communities through viable research for the conversion and storage of energy from renewable sources has led to my desire to pursue a doctoral degree in chemistry at the University of Kentucky. And I'm excited and ready to break ground in grad school. You can say that the motivation, yeah, this is what I want to do, right? This is how I would solve the problem. My quest, my desire to make significant contribution to global energy crisis has led to this application, to me saying I want to pursue a graduate study in this school. And I finally showed excitement. I am seriously excited about this journey. So let's go back to my slide. So that's the first part of your, the first paragraph. It should reflect your motivation, why you want to pursue a graduate degree. You can, just like the way I did, I brought out a personal story, just very brief, to then back it up with statistics before I say why I want to do it, why I'm motivated to do it. Then the next thing is your academic and research background. Yeah, brag about your academic success. If you have a very strong CGPA, let them know. And your research background, your undergrad research is enough. Trust me, you don't have to have myriads or luxuries of research background before you could apply to graduate school. Your undergrad research and maybe you have a review papers and the likes is enough for you. So you should put this is important, you should put it in your SOP. Look at my second paragraph here. I said, my strength and ability to succeed in a challenging environment earned me the academic award of the overall best graduating student and valedictorian among over 6,000 students. I bragged about myself, my achievements. These folks, they don't want to just bring in anybody that would not have the strength to succeed in graduate school. So you have to show them that yes, I have my past achievements, my past success is putting me forward to ensure that I succeed in your graduate program. Trust me, graduate school is stressful and challenging. So you want to show them that I have this experience, I have everything that is required to succeed in graduate school. So you also talk about your the research. See, yeah, you talk about, when you're talking about the research, you talk about the problem you're trying to solve, the methods you used in solving the problem, and the outcome of the research. So it is very important for you to do that. I'll probably share this if Bola wants me to, just to guide you. It's a very comprehensive SOP. So you have to identify that, and at the end, you have to say if you presented your work in conferences, you include that in your paragraph too, okay? And you have to, this is very important, at every paragraph, you need to include how this experience would help you in graduate school. Look at this. I included here that the experiences garnered to develop my skills in public speaking, data collection and analysis, manuscript, this, and this. So you have to talk about what you gained from that experience, all of these experiences, and how it would help you in graduate school, okay? So the third paragraph will talk about your professional, So your professional work, if you have worked in an institution, your leadership and volunteering experience, this is where you showcase that. So for mine, I said, I currently work as a graduate and research assistant at my alma mater where I teach freshman students. So I talk about what I do as a teaching and research assistant. I teach students how to use computer applications such as this and this and this. And additionally, this is where I incorporated my leadership experience, that I have served in various leadership capacities. Because these people want to know that, as I said earlier, that graduate school is challenging. So they want to know that if you can actually excel outside the class, four walls of the classroom. As a graduate student, you are not only in grad school to excel, you should be able to excel outside the four walls of the classroom. And they also want to know the impact you've made outside the four walls of the classroom. And that is where your volunteering experiences comes to play. So the fourth one is talking about why you choose the university, okay? I do advise people that you should ensure that this part of your SOP is specific for each school. You should not write a generic reason why you're choosing the school. So for this one, you have to do a thorough research about the program, about the professor. This is where you talk about why the school is well positioned or is a good fit for you to achieve your goals, achieve the research interest you want to achieve. And also, you can also talk about your research interest here, like what you are interested in. Okay, I'm interested in so research, and I believe University of Kentucky would give me the opportunity or would give me the enabling environment. And you have to tell us why you think they have the enabling environment. Is it that there's a professor in that school that his or her research interest really matches with your own research interest? So you have to, this is where you talk about, you appraise the school. Okay, this is where you appraise the school, talk about anything. It is easier for you to get all of this information. Just go to the school's website, you find different things, especially the program website. Is it the program curriculum that matches your interest or anything? Just try to appraise the school in this part of the paragraph of the SOP. Then another important thing is to talk about your future and career goals. The future and career goals are interrelated, and it basically has to do with your short-term goals and your long-term goals. What do you want to do now, and what will you do in the next 20 or 40 years? Okay, or 10 or 40 years, because this is important for them. They want to know if you actually have future goals, or maybe after your PhD or your master's degree, you want to go. You don't want to do anything. They want to know what you want to do after your program. So yeah, I talked about that here in my last paragraph. Then I said I intend to start. This is my short-term goal. Upon the completion of my doctoral degree in UK, I intend to start my postdoctoral studies and continue to trail those paths till I actualize my dream of becoming a professor of chemistry, mentoring the next generation of scientists who will be dedicated to making impact in the world. By 2040, that is my long-term goal. By 2040, I want to be among the impactful researchers who have made significant effort to reduce global carbon footprint and whose research has helped the United Nations in achieving the Sustainable Development Goal 7, which is this. So my unwavering desire to contribute to this global challenge, this is just like reiterating what I said in paragraph 1, just to conclude my statement of purpose, okay? Combine experience and telling them that I am a good fit for this program. My unwavering desire to contribute to this global challenge and my combined experiences give me the confidence that I'm going to learn, excel, and contribute to the university while getting a diverse cultural experience in the beautiful city of Lexington. This is one part I mentioned earlier. You should be specific. You should know that, yes, you've done your diligent research about the school, that they are a good fit for you, and you are a good fit for the school, for the program as well. Hence, I look forward to your kind consideration of my application as I hope to become a wildcat next fall. Do you understand? So this is very important. You have to tailor your research. That part where you appraise the school, you have to tailor your SOP to a specific school. Now, when you draft your master SOP, the part that I said might likely change is the school appraisal part, where you're trying to talk about the school. That would be different. You may be interested in a professor in one school and not in the other school. Since the person does not work in the other school, you have to name another professor whose research interest aligns with yours. Like this white cat, University of Kentucky call their students white cats. FSU, Florida State University, called their students nose. Michigan State University, Spartan. So this, I knew all this when I was researching for all of those schools when I was applying last year. So these are the things you need to know about writing SOP, okay? So sometimes you may include a paragraph 6 if needed, okay? Probably you have to break down your future goals, and sometimes you may also do a kind of reiteration and summary of everything you want to do, everything you want to do in grad school. Reiterate why the school is a good fit for you, why you are well positioned to excel in graduate school. Then this is, I need to do this. These are the pro tips. Let me. I want this to show well so you guys can. Okay. So the pro tips I'll leave you with is the AB3CR. The first thing is, the first letter A is that you should avoid any ambiguous words. You don't need to keep it simple as possible. Just write as it comes from your brain. Write. You don't have to. This is not the avenue to showcase that you are grammatically well grounded. Okay, you don't have to include big grammars in your SOP. Just keep it simple. Don't use ambiguous words. And also brag about yourself and the university or program. Brag about, let them know, but don't overdo it. Okay, don't overdo it. You can see in my SOP, I wrote that I graduated as the overall, my strength and ability to excel in a challenging environment and meet the academic award of the overall best graduating students among over 6,000 students. I bragged about myself because it's a great achievement for me, right? But I didn't overdo it. Okay, so that is enough to capture anyone's art when you read my SOP. Okay, so you want to ensure that whatever you put in, whatever achievement you put in your SOP captures the reader's art. And then be concise enough. For example, I said in the first draft, my master SOP was about 5 pages. I realized that wasn't concise because I kept on expatiating some stuff I just needed to just bring in. Just be concise. You don't have to keep explaining. Don't bore remember, don't bore your readers. Don't bore the admission review committee. Then be coherent. Ensure your SOP is coherent. You shouldn't talk about motivation, then bring in your future and career goals, then your academic and professional background. You're not just arranging your statement of purpose. So you should be correct. Okay, use terms like and, in addition, to begin with, therefore. Okay, those are the things that would make your writing to really make sense. Then please, and this is very important, you have to check for grammatical and typographical errors. Okay, take your time. Grammarly, free Grammarly is available. Okay, use Grammarly to check for grammatical and typographical errors. Read your SOP, read again. Then the final one is send out for review, because sometimes you might not see some mistakes in your SOP, so you want to send it to someone to review for you, and you maybe 2 or 3 reviewers are fine, review for you, then you make corrections, then you're good. So basically, I would advise that you send the master SOP out first. Then when you review first, then the master SOP, after breaking everything down and making corrections and suiting it to what everything we've listed out here, then you can now send it out again for review. So these are the basic things you need to know about statement of purpose to write a compelling statement of purpose, a well-competitive statement of purpose. Okay, now some people might ask me, as I've said earlier, that statement of purpose and personal statement. People might ask me that what's the difference? The basic thing is, the most important thing is, statement of purpose talks about your what you do. It showcases your academic strength, your background, your career goals. Why personal statement is so personal, just the way it sounds. It talks about who you are. Who you are. Do you have a personal, you talk about your personal motivations? That paragraph 1 in your statement of purpose, where you just briefly talk about your motivations, you have to elaborate it. My personal story that I talked about not having electricity for about a decade in my village, you elaborate more on it. Personal statement. How this situation has influenced your life, how it has influenced your journey, any challenges you've encountered on your journey. So personal statements would elaborate more on that. Your accomplishments too, you have to talk about, is everything on a personal statement is about you. So rarely do schools tell you to write statements of purpose and personal statements. They will usually tell you to write statements of purpose, while some schools will tell you to write both. So when you have to write both, you should know that in your personal statements, you want to talk about who you are, everything about you. And everything about you, I mean, everything that is relevant to what you are applying for, not that you're just talking about yourself and free up and that and so on. You have to talk about everything that applies to you, that is tailored towards what you're applying for, the graduate school. Why a statement of purpose will break down slightly about your motivation, why the school is a good fit for you, your accomplishments, and every other thing. They are very important too. that we've explained earlier. So briefly, let me talk about the thank you. That's the end for the statement of purpose aspect. So let me quickly talk about the HND route. One thing I don't know, yeah, I think yesterday they talked about the requirements. One of the things I would ask HND holders to do is the evaluation. It is very important because this evaluation would equivalent, it would let you know the equivalence of your results with the US bachelor's degree. When I did mine with World Education Service, WES. They are very common. It's an organization that evaluates international degrees. But you can also use several other evaluation bodies like ECE. You can check them online because now WES is getting expensive. People are really, really complaining about the evaluation fee. So you could use those ones too, like ECE and I think high something. I can't remember. But I know of ECE too. Someone used it and they did well. So just awarded education service, which is WES, as what most people are using. And that was what I used to. Okay, that was what I used. It wasn't that expensive as this then. So you should evaluate your results. And that is the results. It's not that is not what you'll be using. You're going to get your transcript, ND and HND transcript. So for the results, it's equivalent my ND to an associate degree, and while my HND is equivalent to a bachelor's degree. So when you're uploading your transcript, you put it there that associate degree, then you upload your ND results, then HND bachelor's degree, then you upload your HND results. And you will now use your you use your evaluation reports because you can get your evaluation report. You will use that evaluation report, you upload that as supporting document. If you're unclear about anything when you start the journey, your best bet is the graduate coordinators of the department or the chair of the department. Before I started my journey, what I did was I sent email to all of those schools, their graduate coordinator, the department basically, not all the graduate schools, the department, the chemistry department I'm applying to. I sent email to all of their graduate coordinators to ask, this is what I have. Am I qualified to apply for a master's degree or a PhD? All of them gave me the same answer. Yes, you are qualified. Yes, you are qualified. I didn't tell them I had a bachelor's degree. I said I had a national diploma, and I told them to evaluate my WES because I did the WES before I started emailing them. I was prepared. Okay, I got out every requirement before I started to email them. So when they told me, yes, you are qualified, I told them, I briefly told them in the email my academic achievements, like I did this. And then I already wrote IELTS. I wrote IELTS, so I told them everything. And they told me to move forward, to proceed to applying. And that was what I did. And everything came out well, you know. So one thing I would ask you to do is, no matter what, just try your best. And if you have any questions, reach out to the graduate coordinator, do the WES evaluation. I don't want to say WES evaluation because this is an evaluation, but do the evaluation. That is very, very important. And one thing again is write those exams. Admission is becoming extremely competitive. Also extremely competitive. So you don't want to miss out on anything. There are people, they are forced coming in with master's degree with a lot of publications, you know, and you don't have publications, you don't do this. And you are even coming again with higher national diploma. So you have to position yourself well and make sure you are well competed. Okay, so write the graduate record exam, write the TOEFL. TOEFL can be waived, but I do advise people that those exams are very, very important because it affords you the opportunity to apply to several schools. So take those exams, and what again? I think that's how you need to do. Those are the important things you need to do. The evaluation is very, very important as anything. Do the evaluation, okay? Even at the end of the day, someone tells you that don't mind them. Just do the evaluation, and the evaluation will serve as a reference. Like, yeah, I did the evaluation, and my result is equivalent to a bachelor's degree. My hand is equivalent to an associate degree. While my HND is equivalent to a bachelor's degree. So thank you. food crisis. Yeah, that's very fine. I just saw a chart. Yes, because you are talking about, you have to, it's important, or let me say it's good if you back up your claim with statistics. These people, they like statistics. Okay, they want to, they like measurable facts. They like seeing metrics. They want something to be measurable. Okay, so statistics backing up your claim or your patient with statistics really, really makes sense. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Islamiat,
Yeah.
Yusuf is raising up his hand.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let me do this. I'm coming. So Yusuf will be able to talk. Okay, Yusuf, you can talk now. You can meet yourself and talk. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for this wonderful presentation.
You're welcome.
Actually, it's my pleasure to be part of the audience. We really appreciate you all for the guidance. My question is regarding the HND applicants. What are the main requirements apart from though depending on the course of on the course that the applicant is intended to apply for? So what are the main requirements? Like, for example, when you take UK, they tend to ask for IELTS exams in terms of English requirements. What are the other requirements that an individual needs before he applies? And lastly, Islamiat, please, I had DM you through your LinkedIn, but you didn't respond me. I need your help. It's an urgent actually, because I need some help from somebody who is in ways right now. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. So the first question is the requirements. See, the thing is, the requirements is the same thing for the bachelor's degree. There's no difference. The only thing, that was why I pointed out two things, basically. The first thing is the evaluation. That is one of the, let me say, that is even the only thing that would help you tell them that you have a bachelor's degree. Every other requirement, like having international passport, then the exam, writing GRE, I just included that so that it would help you stand out, okay, when the reviewer sees your application. So the middle thing is to do the evaluation. So every other requirement like the national passport, GRE exams, TOEFL or IELTS. But I would recommend most schools in the US use TOEFL and Duolingo, but they accept IELTS too. I was focusing on Canada then, that was why I wrote IELTS, but later I wrote TOEFL when my IELTS expired in 2021. My IELTS expired, so I needed to write TOEFL. So everything that is needed for a bachelor's degree applicant is required from you. You just want to also include an evaluation. Yeah. So I hope I answer your question. For the LinkedIn, the problem is, I'm so sorry about that. I have hundreds of messages, or let me say thousands of messages on that LinkedIn. So I don't even want to go there. I don't have the time to start replying to everyone. So what I would do is, you can send a message to me right now on LinkedIn. So when after this session, I would go to LinkedIn to reply you. I'm very, very sorry. It's not my fault. I can't reply everyone.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you so much. Others, please just send Islamiat direct message or on the chat box. So she'll be on the chat box now to reply you guys.
Okay, yeah, I'll be on the chat box for the next.
So just copy Islamiat, other pictures. Yeah. Islamiat, thank you so much.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I know you're a star. Now, 1,000 message on LinkedIn. God, well. Okay, so that's fine. So she will stay there with you guys to answer your question on the chat box. Just lower your hand so we can call the Ugoshuku. Where is Ugoshuku?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you can introduce the next speaker.
Okay. Hi everyone. It's nice meeting you. So thank you, Islamiat, for your wonderful session and your breakdown on the SOP. It's very detailed. Yeah, and I also learned though, like I got some ideas on what you